Quick question, who makes a better watch? Apple or Rolex? Now for watch experts, the answer may be obvious. Come on, Rolex, the craftsmanship, the attention to detail, the history, over 1 million of these sold just last year. But the answer may not be so obvious. The Apple Watch here, over 30 million sold last year, making it the best-selling watch in the world by far. So based on the numbers, this seems to be the watch that everyone's going for. Round one, price. So if you're going to buy a Rolex, you need to start with a budget of about $5,000. Now the Oyster Perpetual in 39mm, beautiful watch, you can get it for about $5,700. But if you're going to spend a little bit more, maybe like just over $7,000, you can get yourself an Explorer. For me, this was an iconic watch. As soon as I saw it on my wrist, absolutely loved it. But this was my entry point, my steel Rolex watch that I absolutely love and to this day still wear. Now, if you're willing to spend a bit more and you want to get the iconic style that everyone thinks of when it comes to Rolex, the Submariner, you're going to need to spend at least $10,000. This one here with no date runs for about $10,000. If you were to spend a little bit more, maybe $12,000, you can get the Submariner with the date. Maybe you want something a little bit dressier with a precious metal, date just right here with the blue dial. We've got the white gold Jubilee bracelet. Guys, if you've got the money, Rolex can help you spend it. Yes, just go look at the Daytona, go look at the Air King, look at all the other options out there. If you want diamonds on the watch, you want it tricked out, they've got you covered. But seriously, do you need to spend that type of money to get a good watch? Most people are going to say no. They'd rather spend a bit less. Most people simply want a good deal when it comes to their watch. So right now for the 40mm version of the Apple Watch, $400 and it's yours. If you want to size up 44mm, guess what? $430. Add $100 if you want cellular capability. Not fancy enough for you? You want something tougher? They've got a stainless steel version for $700. So when it comes down to price, who's got the advantage? Easily, round one goes to the Apple Watch. Round two, watch features. So when it comes to features, Rolex is no slouch, and that's because of its history. If you understand that this company started off and made a name for itself as one of the first water-resistant watches, it was all about having a watch that could function in tough situations. The beautiful thing about the Rolex Submariner is that this is a fully functional dive watch. Down to 300 meters, 1,000 feet. It's got triple protection, I think, on the gaskets. When it comes to the crown, it has lume, it has a unidirectional bezel, and overall, this is one that as long as you keep in motion, it is going to stay wound, and it's very accurate. We're talking in one day, maybe you're going to be off plus or minus 1 to 2 seconds. If you want more functions from your watch, you want the day, you want the date, you want to be able to tell world time, you want a chronometer, you actually want a gas release valve on your dive watch. They've got you covered with all the different styles, different types of watches out there. Depending on the movement, really the functions, they can expand out quite a bit. How does all that compare to the Apple Watch? Well, the Apple Watch is definitely not going to be a diving companion. Although it can be water resistant, it is something that I probably wouldn't recommend doing more than just swimming with the latest versions. That being said, all the other functions, this thing can do it. Day, date, world time, stopwatch, text messages, phone call, full-on calendar, Uber, email, audiobooks, music. I can access my photos. Guys, the opportunities here, there are just tons of different apps. It really depends on what you want to grab off of their store. So although the Rolex has some distinct advantages when it comes to water resistance and not needing a charge every 18 hours, I've got to give this one to the Apple Watch. Really, all the capabilities, all the different apps that can go with this thing, it really is just an amazing device. Round three, availability and customization. So if you want to buy this Rolex at the price that authorized dealers should be selling them at, good luck. Why? Anyone knows who has looked out there for a steel Rolex, good luck. It just seems like you can't find any, and unless you've got a special relationship with the dealer, you're not going to get it because he's going to give that to his best customers. So for a lot of people, they've got to go to secondhand markets. They have to go to the gray market. And even when they go there, oftentimes they're paying even more than what somebody who got this from the authorized dealer actually paid. Now, what about customization from something as simple as an engraving to maybe something a little bit more complicated, like actually having the entire case retooled or getting a replacement strap? A lot of people actually find this difficult, me included, finding actually a place that's going to go in and feel comfortable working on a Rolex. Of course, there are many options out there, but they're going to tell you that if you get a lot of work done on a watch like this, once you start to customize a Rolex, the value of it can go down significantly. So the availability of the Apple Watch is not an issue. Like I said, they made over 30 million of these things. I was able to get mine the next day after I ordered it, and I was able to customize little things like what type of strap did I want, tons of options there. I was also able to go in and choose cellular, which I wanted. So the overall process of getting the watch is simple, is easy, and there's really not much of a markup, even if you buy from a secondhand. In fact, many options out there, if you're willing to buy used, you can actually save quite a bit of money. And when it comes to customization, they make this really easy. You can simply remove the strap by pressing a button in the back. And I didn't have to pay a whole lot of money. I think I spent $25. In a matter of seconds, I'm able to customize and change the whole look of the watch. Look at this look right here with the metal band. Absolutely love it. And for me, the ability to easily customize at an affordable price makes the Apple Watch very attractive. So this round, availability and customization, I've got to give it to the Apple Watch. Now, gents, I know you've got an opinion, and I know I said something that triggered some of you guys, so let me know down in the comments which is more stylish, the Rolex or the Apple Watch. I want to hear from you guys which of these watches is going to get your vote and which one's going to win the style battle. Find out, guys. We are not through. Let's continue the fight. Round 4, status. So as a status symbol, the Apple Watch still has clout. I know a lot of them sold, but here's the thing. If you're in your 60s, this is a quick reminder to those young people around you that you're working at your firm, that you understand the basics of technology, that you haven't been left behind, that you are actually up on these things. So I do think the Apple Watch, for some guys, actually is a great way to quickly signal, hey, I understand tech, and now let's get down to business. That being said, when it comes to status, no watch screams it as much as Rolex does. Now, if you're a watch collector, you know there's a lot of other watches out there that are a lot more expensive and don't scream in your face, this is Rolex. But Rolex has spent a lot of money and a lot of time building up this brand recognition. One of the best stories I've heard about this is a guy that actually received a Rolex as a gift from his company, and they told him, hey, if you ever get lost anywhere in the world, this is going to be your ticket home. This watch right here is easily one of the most recognizable status symbols in the world. So when it comes to status, Rolex easily wins this round, and now they're on the board. Next up, timelessness. Which one of these watches is going to maintain its value? Which one of these watches in 10 years would you rather have? So in 10 years, I think that if I took very good care of this watch, it would still be functional. It would still work. Maybe it would need a replacement battery, but overall, this watch would continue to work in 10 years. But is it going to be as valuable? The answer is a resounding no. In fact, we could see that with the Series 3. When the Series 4 came out, all of a sudden the price dropped significantly. When the Series 5 came out, this watch right here, the Series 3, the price fell to half of what it was. And really, when it comes down to it, people are always looking for the latest and greatest when it comes to this type of technology. This is going to continue to drop in value over time. The Rolex, on the other hand, is continuing to go up in value. I paid about $8,500 for this watch from an authorized retailer. The next day, I could have sold this for almost a $2,000 profit. I didn't. I enjoy the watch. I'm keeping it, but it's a clear indicator that there is, for some reason, scarcity. And you could argue that this is a bubble, but it is still there. And the value is real, especially for people that know how to buy and sell these. So in 10 years, if I took great condition of this watch, if I were to pack it away, this would be more valuable, most likely, than it is today. And that is a pretty good investment. So when it comes to maintaining value, clearly Rolex is the winner of this round. Now let's talk about style. I think that Apple has done a commendable job when it comes to design, and this is what they're known for, because this is why people pay the premium. We know it's not because of the technology. You Android guys, I know you're so smart because you understand the tech better than those of us that carry around iPhones, but people buy the iPhone because it looks good and the design is simply, it's just pleasing. So the same thing with the watch. I see everything here design-wise just looks good with the added accessories. This is a very stylish piece. All that being said, we're comparing good design with friggin' amazing design. And Rolex has had some time. Over 115 years, we have seen this watch company devise and improve the design. The Submariner, this is classic. Again, they've spent a lot of money and this is just an iconic piece. When people think of a dive watch, they think of Rolex. It's not the first one, but it is the one that's probably the most iconic in the world, bar none. So when it comes from a style perspective, this sets the bar. It is the piece that other watches look to, and you can tell that by all the copies, all the references. This is, in a sense, style incarnate when it comes to watches. So when it comes to style, this round has to go to Rolex. We are tied up. Things are getting interesting. So now the question is, which one is the best deal. And when I'm talking deal, I'm talking you're taking all information into account, from technology to timelessness, to style, to actually all the customization and the options, the price. Gentlemen, I want to hear from you down in the comments. Which one is the best deal? Which watch do you think is truly going to be the watch that's going to set the tone for the next 100 years? I think this is interesting. Again, 30 million versus 1 million. Maybe it's just a matter of time. Maybe, I think that eventually this company may buy this company. Why? Well, let's just say that these guys have a ways to go and they want to incorporate what these guys have. Now, my choice, as you can tell by the watch I'm wearing, I love Rolex. I've got 4 of them and I'm now pretty much done with my Rolex collection, moving on to other brands. But I am very interested what these guys are doing, how they're reinventing the watch world. So let me know, guys, down in the comments what you think. I love hearing from you guys. And what video to watch next? How about the ultimate guide to the Rolex watch? I put a lot of detail, a lot of effort into this video. It's almost 30 minutes long. Yeah, I go into a lot of detail if you want to check out all the different styles. I did make a mistake, so see if you can catch it in the video. Enjoy, take care, and thank you for all the support you guys give my channel.